What's a girl, a dog, and a gorilla got in common? If you guessed fighting off evil spiders, then you're already a fan of ReCore, the game child of Comcept and Armature. With different cores, different colors, and different robot body parts, there's a lot to do in this post-apocalyptic desert world, and we got it all covered. Hi, I'm Joey with the Leaderboard, and we're here to take you on a third-person action-filled journey through Far Eden. So whether you're looking for a good story or good challenges to unlock, ReCore has it all, including strategic sandstorms. So get your thumbs ready for 107 facts about ReCore. Let's get started. Fact number 1. ReCore was first announced at the 2015 Electronic Entertainment Expo, aka E3, during Microsoft's opening press conference. Number 2. They debuted the trailer in which a young woman is shown in the vast desert with her dog-like robot, and they fight spider-like robots. Basically, there's a lot of robots, including a gorilla robot named Duncan. Number 3. People were surprised that there is not one word of dialogue in the whole 3-minute trailer, just a lot of action and some epic music. A perfect example of the concept, show, don't tell. Number 4. Another surprise is that developers worked on the game for 14 months before the trailer debuted. That's longer than it takes to create a human baby. Number 5. ReCore was developed for Xbox One by Keiji Inafune's company Comcept Inc., as well as Armature Studio. Number 6. Inafune is a former Capcom employee who is known for working on the Mega Man series, and Armature Studio's founders were behind the Metroid Prime series. Number 7. Inafune began his career at Capcom in 1987 as a graphic designer and worked as an illustrator on Street Fighter as his first project, so it's safe to say he's an expert. Hadouken! Number 8. Inafune has explained that although there is some action and combat in the game, it also has a lot of other layers and themes, including the relationship and bond between the young lady, Jewel, and her companion, Mac. He said the theme of friendship and love is seen throughout the game with her robot friends. Number 9. The theme is also seen in the trailer. As Jewel and Mac explore Vault, they're attacked by robotic enemies. Just as the pair are about to be taken down, Mac self-destructs to destroy the enemies and save his companion. Now that's love. Jewel takes his core and puts it in a nearby robot frame to resurrect Mac. I wish I had friends like that. Number 10. It's no surprise that the focus of ReCore is, well, the cores. The blue lit circles in the robots are their core, which is like their soul, and shapes their personality and character. Number 11. The main character, Jewel Adams, traveled to this desert world to help colonize it after a major disaster hit planet Earth, but she somehow went into a cryosleep for hundreds of years and woke up to find that the original plan had not panned out. Initiate Plan B. Robot fighting and saving the world. Number 12. Apparently, Jewel was supposed to wake up to find a garden-like world, but since the terraforming machines malfunctioned and she didn't wake up like she was supposed to when an error occurred, she woke up to find the planet still a dry desert, not ready to be inhabited. Number 13. The Far Eden planet was meant to be a sort of utopia, where humans and corebots could live together in peace. But unfortunately, most of the corebots have gone rogue and the planet has crazy sandstorms. Number 14. The sandstorms aren't just for cool effect. Whenever one occurs, it changes the landscape and therefore the game's map, revealing new challenges like dungeons. Number 15. There are different types of dungeons on Far Eden. Some focus on the story of the game, while others are just there to provide challenges, like a traversal time trial or fighting evil corebots in an arena. Which one sounds cooler to you? Number 16. Inafune has said that ReCore has a similar theme to some of his other games, like Lost Planet, which is exploring what the world will become when there are only a few survivors left. He said that it's a question he has thought about in his mind many times before, and so have so many sci-fi movie directors. You're not alone, Inafune. Number 17. The developers actually didn't have cores in mind at the beginning. They only had the idea of creating cool robots, but once they did, they asked themselves the question, how do these robots work? Thus the core was born. Number 18. The core can actually be switched into different robot frames. Though the blue core belonging to Mac is shown in the dog frame in the trailer, you can actually put him into the gorilla frame, or the spider frame, or whatever frame you want. But it's always going to represent Mac, since each core is the character's soul. Remember Freaky Friday? Kinda like that. Number 19. You can also add and switch around the robot parts. It's not only to make him look cool, it's a way for you to strategize and help him fight better, according to what danger you face. Number 20. The cores for the robots were actually invented by Jewel's father, Thomas Adams, who was a famous scientist. Number 21. Jewel's family was part of the first group of colonizers to go out to Far Eden. Only the toughest people were chosen to go, and it looks like Jewel was the toughest of all as she seems to be the only one left, but maybe there will be some surprises in this story. Number 22. The core bots are essential to Jewel's journey, and the player has the option of choosing which boss to use, find ways to upgrade them, and you can also craft new parts for them. It's your own robot army. Number 23. Jewel can also upgrade her weapons, but her main one is a big ol' rifle. It has 4 ammo types that you have to match in color according to what enemy you're attacking. If they're blue, you shoot with blue ammo. Number 24. Same goes if you send in a good corebot to fight a bad corebot. If the enemy corebot is red, you should send in your red ally bot. And if you're colorblind, then play with a friend in a room? Number 25. Actually, you can be colorblind and still play. Mark Pacini of Armature Studio explained, he realized very early on that because one of our producers is colorblind, that relying so much on a color system, it's very important to keep accessibility in mind and have a solution. Number 26. So what is that solution? The colors match with character personalities and enemy traits. Blue is happy, and is also for electrical bots with stunning capabilities. Red represents fire attacks, and ReCore bots do more damage, especially over time. Yellow represents slowing down enemies, and a scaredy cat personality. Number 27. The yellow cores may be a little more cautious, but don't mistake that for being weak. They're actually really good at barrage attacks, but they only do missile barrage attacks while in the spider frames. Number 28. The core bot's story is that they all got in conflict with each other at one point when some began believing humans were evil, and others defended humanity and believed they were still good. Most of the pro-human bots were hunted and destroyed, but there are a few left, like Mac and Duncan, who are still our friends. Number 29. The game is a mix of third-person action combat and traversal platforming. It's single-player only, which is why the story is so complex and interesting. Number 30. When asked where his love of robots came from, Inafune laughed and said that while he doesn't want to speak for everyone in Japan, he thinks that Japanese people are inherently in love with robots, and that he's featured them in a lot of his previous works. Number 31. The three main core frames at Robot Core shown in trailers are Mac, Duncan, and Seth. Mac is Chiu's companion, which makes sense since he's designed for cheerfulness and loyalty. Number 32. Mac is seen the most in promotional material because he's the first core to find Chiu after she wakes up from her cryosleep. That's why they have the longest and strongest bond. Number 33. Mac is usually in the dog frame called K9. He's responsible for tracking and retrieving components used in the upkeep of Far Eden's atmospheric processors and other equipment. Number 34. Duncan is rugged, rough, and stubborn, which suits the AP3 frame. Duncan was originally made to excavate the foundations of the Far Eden colony, but now he just smashes rocks and other obstacles that have come into the colony. Number 35. Seth is usually in the SPDR frame. He's shy and cautious and was originally given detailed construction tasks way high up above the shifting sands of Far Eden. Although he's often nervous, Seth can actually lift things many times his weight and over long distances. Number 36. Players can earn experience points and resources depending on how you eliminate your enemies, so explore all your fighting options. Number 37. Inafune's previous game was Mighty Number 9, a spiritual successor to Mega Man. The premise of that game is similar to that of ReCore, where society is plagued by robots that have gone rogue. Inafune loves his evil robots. Number 38. Despite Inafune being a legend in the gaming industry, he felt like ReCore was the underdog when it came to the competition at E3. Inafune explained that it almost felt like being in a boxing match with other champions, both new and old. Number 39. This is not the first time Armature and Inafune teamed up. The two powerhouses teamed up to try and bring a first-person shooter-style Mega Man game. It was called Maverick Hunter. It was going to bring a lot of new mechanics to the shooter genre, but was unfortunately discontinued in 2010, the year KG left Capcom. Number 40. After that, Mark Piscini and his team at Armature wanted to work with Inafune again, so about 4 years after Maverick Hunter, ReCore was born. Number 41. Inafune said it was a very different experience working with Microsoft, since his team usually works off of their gut instinct, while Microsoft always works off logic. He said it was a positive outcome because it adds quite a lot of focus and direction to a game. Who'd have thought? Number 42. They began creating the game in 2015, and it was originally scheduled to release in spring 2016. But as with most games nowadays, it was delayed until the latter half of 2016. The release date was September 13th in North America and 16th in Europe. Number 43. While ReCore was a hyped game to return to E3 in 2016, it had some heavy competition from other games including Kingdom Hearts 3 and Mafia 3, but those already had the number 3 in them, so ReCore already stood out. Number 44. There was a demo available at E3 2016 that gave players a small taste of the greater concepts ReCore has to offer. The demo begins with an unknown voice speaking to Jewel, providing her with some guidance and words of encouragement like, if anyone can do it, you can. Number 45. Despite this being a Microsoft game, Armature and Comcept have had a lot of creative freedom when it comes to how this game looks and feels, so it feels like a true collaboration for all involved. Number 46. Mark Piscini, the director of ReCore, also directed the Metroid Prime series by Retro Studios, so we know it's in good hands. Number 47. Joseph Staten, the longtime writer of Halo, was brought on board to be the lead writer for ReCore. What a gaming dream team, huh? He also wrote Hail to the Chimp. Number 48. The actual process of making the game was a challenge because an ocean divided the two companies. Armature is in Texas, while Comcept is in Japan. So how'd they do it? Everyone knew their role and focused on their job at hand, and then combined their efforts together. Armature focused on game development, while Comcept brought in the philosophy behind the game, teamwork. Number 49. Mark Piscini said this type of collaboration is best because instead of it being a free-for-all idea fest, Armature could say, well, we're doing the player mechanics, and we're doing how all the robots behave, and Comcept is looking at it from a philosophical standpoint. Like, okay, that doesn't make any sense to us. What if we did this? Number 50. When playing ReCore, you don't have to manually aim your weapon. It uses a lock-on system that aids you in helping you get your targets fast. Number 51. You get numbers with every hit. And fighting in ReCore features a Borderlands style of combat where numbers fly out of the enemies when you shoot them. The numbers, of course, represent the amount of damage you've dealt, but the way it's presented makes it look like the robot's bleeding numbers. Number 52. Developers were on the fence about either making the player have to unlock Jewel's double jump and dash, or allowing the player to do these things right off the bat. They decided it was more fun if they let the player do this stuff from the start, because to progress, you needed their cores anyway, so they wanted Jewel to already be agile and maneuverable. Jewel. Number 53. Make no mistake, Jewel does not have a grappling hook. It's actually an extractor. When you get an enemy's health down to a certain level, you can use the extractor to pull the core right out from it. Yes, you can technically use it as a grappling hook, but it's made for pulling out robot souls. Soul Hook! Number 54. Chad Sider, who worked on arrangements for Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions and Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses, composed the music for ReCore. Number 55. When Chad was brought on the project, he didn't know much about it. He had never seen early animation before, and he described it as a very unique, oftentimes mystifying experience. There's very little color and no lighting. The characters seem to glide across the smooth ground with their arms stretched outward like a ghost walking down the hallway, as though you were watching The Shining. Creepy. Luckily, the actual game is not so creepy. Number 56. Chad used a program called Motu Digital Performer to compose the music, but he was nervous at first. He said, "I looked at my blank canvas and I was terrified. I knew that this had to be really, really good." Number 57. He presented a 5-minute demo for Microsoft Studios Armature and Comcept, and he was relieved to hear that they loved it. In fact, they loved it so much, it went on to be the game's main theme music. Number 58. Chad said the hardest part about being a composer for a game is knowing how to incorporate the sound with the game. He started with the sandstorms, which he wanted to be an insurmountable wall of sound. Just like sandstorms, the music approaches from a distance. It quickly grows and then fades away into silence. Number 59. Chad wanted to add a human element for Jewel and her struggle. He recruited his good friend, Laura Intravia, who he has worked with before. Laura's vocals turned up later in the game as full songs. Number 60. For the trailer, Chad added musical elements for the moment the spider robots surrounded Jewel and Mac. When Mac steps forward to protect Jewel, some guitar music begins, along with a drum beat and a French horn playing the main theme melody. Number 61. He used the main theme again for his favorite moment of the trailer, when Jewel puts Mac's core into the AP3 robot frame to resurrect him. He said it shows the clear bond these two friends have, and so the main theme blasts with strong, loud power. Number 62. After Chad composed what was called the robot half of the music, they had to create the human aspect, which they use a live orchestra for. In the past, Chad has worked with orchestras in Tokyo, London, Eastern Europe, Canada, South America, Mexico, and about half of the US, just to name a few. Number 63. Chad contacted his friends at Cinema Scoring, and they sent the best players in the world. Though they never saw the music beforehand, it only took them 2 hours to record, and they nailed it. Number 64. Satoshi Noguchi was the recording engineer who captured the performance and edited the music. For the performance, they needed a good stage, so Chad chose the bridge in Glendale, California. Number 65. Continuing the theme of love and strong bonds in ReCore, the trailer was orchestrated and conducted by the greatly talented Susie Benchazel Sider, who also happens to be Chad's wife and partner in crime. Number 66. From there, Satoshi and Chad went back to his place to mix the music, and within 36 hours, he was delivering the final music to Microsoft Studios and Source Sound for integration with picture and mixing with the sound effects. Number 67. For those PC gamers who are wondering what the specs are for ReCore, they have released some work in progress specs. They said these specs are not final, but they should be a good estimate of what PC gamers need in order to run ReCore. Number 68. Like Metroid, ReCore involves a lot of backtracking and collectibles that are bound to please the completionists out there who played this game. Number 69. With over 12 hours of gameplay, 5 core bot frames to collect and customize, shifting sandstorms that change the world and more, players can experience great gameplay value at an accessible price of only $39.99. That's $20 lower than the average game price. Number 70. Fans who pre-ordered ReCore will also receive Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for the Xbox 360, which is also playable on Xbox One as a pre-order bonus. Number 71. For the most dedicated ReCore players, there is a ReCore Limited Collector's Edition for $179.99. Hand-finished and painted statues of Jewel and Mac. Number 72. The ReCore team is hoping that the low price of the game will appeal to gamers who know nothing about the Far Eden world and will help ReCore beat the competition. It was also something Microsoft wanted in order to appeal to a wider audience. Number 73. On August 16, 2016, Microsoft released a trailer with a full minute of gameplay to the general public a month before the game's release date. Number 74. ReCore even came out with its own contest, the Create a Core contest, where players and fans can enter their own core frame designs. Contestants are encouraged to use any kind of medium, such as art, sculpting, or even baked goods. The grand prize winner will receive a collector's edition of ReCore, while 3 runner-ups will get a game code. Number 75. From July 22nd to August 1st, the ReCore Twitter account put out a whole list of posts about Mac as a way to celebrate one of its main characters. Number 76. Jewel had 10 whole days of social media attention when the developers did a whole Days of Jewel promotion on their Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts. Number 77. The ReCore team wants people to fully experience the game, so they've reached out to the cosplay community. They released specs for a Jewel cosplay for people to replicate, which was done wonderfully by cosplayer Semi-Amazing Girl. Number 78. ReCore has even won some awards during its time in the Games Expo circuit. It's won a total of 17 global awards, some of which include Best Xbox Game according to Hardcore Gamer, and Best Original according to Brazil's UGO. Number 79. The song heard in the E3 gameplay trailer is I'll Take You by Mr. Rogers. Number 80. ReCore's YouTube channel released an intro video called Meet Seth, the Escape Artist. The channel only has a few videos so far, but it's safe to say they'll upload more Meet the Core ReCore videos as they get closer to launch. Number 81. There's already some ReCore merchandise out there. Game Legend advertised a new line of ReCore graphic tees on Facebook that were sold at their booth during Gamescom 2016. Number 82. Dan, aka at on Twitter, is an artist from Kickin' Rad Games who showed off his love for ReCore by recreating the famous 2004 Gorillaz album art for Demon Days and replacing the band members with the 3 main bots and Jewel. Number 83. There was more than a demo at this year's E3 when it came to ReCore. The dev team brought out a life-sized Mac core frame that people took pictures with. Take that, Mickey Mouse. Number 84. Some fantastic concept art was shown at E3 2015 as part of the show's Into the Pixel collection, which features the main character Jewel and Mac exploring a cave. Number 85. An unexpected award that ReCore won was the AV Club's most surprisingly long line when it was shown off at E3. Many people didn't even get a chance to play because the line to the Microsoft demo stations were always going out of the booth and around the corner. Number 86. The official ReCore website proudly hosts fan art that people have submitted. Fans started submitting them as early as 2015 when the game has only just announced, which speaks volumes about how much of an impact the game has already had. Number 87. In July 2015, LEGO craftsman Tyler Sky created a series of custom ReCore LEGO figures of Mac and the enemy spiders from the trailer. The instructions on how to make a LEGO Mac are featured on the LEGO designer website. Number 88. Fans of ReCore have even recreated the characters using Project Spark, a world-building game made by Microsoft. YouTuber XBCO Plays recreated Mac using this game. Number 89. The ReCore official site sells game merchandise, such as mugs, phone cases, and t-shirts. It also has wallpapers available for download, featuring Mac, Seth, and Jewel. Number 90. Mark Pacini revealed in an interview that at the end of the trailer, the door that Jewel and Mac open is one that probably hasn't been opened for hundreds of years, and that's why everything they find in these vaults is so significant. Number 91. One of the great things about the friendly core bots in the game is that they can fight on their own. You don't have to dictate their every move, so it's like you have real help playing the game. Number 92. Users have said that the core bot companions don't have bad judgment or timing like some AI buddies in other games, which would sometimes make it frustrating to have them there. These bots are error-free and kick ass. Number 93. Players can easily swap out their core bot friend, but you have to wait a designated time until you're able to switch them again, so choose wisely. Number 94. Collecting the enemy bot's cores gives your own companion bots more energy. So power them up while you can. Grab those evil cores. Number 95. You can also kill the enemy bots right away, which gives you more robot parts you can use to upgrade your core bot companion's frames. So basically, killing evil robots helps your friends. Number 96. There's a part of the game where you have to battle several robot enemies at the same time while parts of the floor go up in flames. Hope you're good at multitasking. Number 97. The game uses an anime style that's a combination of classic and modern, which users seem to like so far. Number 98. The PC release will also be on September 13th and will be available on Windows 10 operating systems. Number 99. In addition to finding new dungeons, you can also find new treasure. It's hidden throughout the region Jewel is in, which is called Shifting Sands. Number 100. Though there were more challenges in creating a 3D game versus Inafune's usual 2D games, he said Armature really nailed the feel we're going for. Well hey, that's why 2 heads are better than 1. Number 101. Inafune said ReCore is great for gamers with less experience, but also has enough depth to keep experienced action game players engaged. Basically, fun for all. Number 102. Though there are no cat-like core bots in the actual game, Inafune said that if he were to have his own core bot companion, it would be in a cat frame, since he's had a cat before and is more familiar with them than dogs. Number 103. Without revealing too much, Inafune confirmed that while exploring the world of ReCore, you will hear one other mysterious human voice at some point, as Jewel unlocks the mystery of what happened while she was asleep. Number 104. One of the more difficult scenarios of ReCore is when you're surrounded by enemies with many different core colors and different frames. Then you had to decide what tools to use that would help you the most and defeat more enemies. Number 105. Some other frames in the game include one that has small tank treads, one that seems like a flyer, and also smaller evil robots called core bites. Aww, that sounds almost too cute to be evil. Number 106. One of the types of core bot upgrades includes armor for Mac that turns them into different types of dogs. A wolfish one, a big bulldog, or a dog with a pointed snout. Number 107. One of the obstacles in ReCore is fighting big boss enemies who have different robot parts. Yikes! Frankenbots? Thanks for watching 107 Facts About ReCore. Which core bot is your favorite? Comment below and let us know. We have new videos dropping every week, so let us know what game you want us to cover next. And if you like getting more from your games, subscribe to the Leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.